Survivors of the 1998 U.S. Embassy bomb blast in Nairobi are yet to be compensated. Appearing before the Senate ad-hoc committee, the survivors, most of them left with permanent scars, narrated how they have been battling to get compensated for the past 25 years, but in vain. And as Emily Chebet reports, the Senate heard that the American victims had been paid, yet Kenyan victims were left suffering for being in the wrong place at the right time on that fateful Friday in August 1998.
From Kenya.
It was an emotional moment before the Senate ad hoc committee as survivors of the 1998 U.S. Embassy bomb attack narrated their struggles in seeking justice 25 years after the tragedy. The scars are still fresh for a majority of the victims. Some widows, orphans and survivors themselves recalling how the Friday, August 1998 changed their lives completely, even though they were not part of the targeted embassy. A number of them were either working, walking or driving nearby when the explosion happened.
Coming along from Uhuru Highway, then driving towards the Haslasi Avenue. I saw a man run from the scene of the shooting towards the car where I was, just at the intersection between the Moi Avenue and Haslasi. And that's when the huge blast went. And from that day, I have never witnessed light of day again. I became blind.
We had the big bang. That's when one of the guys came and was like, "Oh, you remember that building between the American Embassy and the cooperative building? It has been bombed." Everything went dark for me. I started telling them, "You know what? My husband works there."
Having lost your father, the person who has been your breadwinner, the person who has been paying your school fees, the person who has been making sure that you have everything that you need to survive as a family. It was very, very tough. We had to live with the fact that we could not even see his face because of how badly he was mutilated by the blast.
The tales brought back painful memories for the survivors who are crying for justice more than 20 years later. Some living with permanent scars, some on medication for the rest of their lives. The Senate ad hoc committee had the harrowing stories of their journey to get justice.
And it is disheartening to see that the American government only chose or opted to compensate their citizens, their employees, that is both Kenyan citizens who were employees of the embassy that were affected, contractors, and they totally chose or elected to leave out the majority of the victims who are the Kenyan citizens.
I represent all the orphans. We have a group of 100 and above orphans. And we are all crying that it is time. 25 years has taken too long. You cannot be saying 25 years, staying 25 years and you've not compensated somebody who has, even if it is an accident outside here, you go through the insurance process and you're compensated.
The Agnes Kavindu-led Senate committee has promised to work with the United States counterparts to bring to a close the matter.
The senators here, we have no heart even to talk. I wish the American Senate could be here today to listen to what these people have gone through. This is the time that Kenya and America should come together and do whatever is possible to compensate these people and to give hope and life to them.
The committee has up to September 26th to table the report before the floor of the House. In August, the committee will be meeting a team from the United States who will be in the country before visiting the U.S. Senate and the Congress in a bid to have them amend their law and include Kenyan victims in the compensation process. Emily Chebet, Citizen TV, Nairobi.